Joining me now is Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, what is the early chatter already about a Harris-Buttigieg ticket in 2024? Tell you about the state of the Democrat Party. My goodness.
Well, I think these reports tell us that the Democratic Party is in disarray, and the Washington Democrats know that they're heading for a historic defeat in next year's election, and then in 2024 as well if they don't change their ways. Right now, they're trying to spend $4 trillion new dollars at a time when inflation is as high as it's been in 30 years. People paying $4 a gallon for gasoline. They can't buy their kids Christmas presents. If they can find the presents, they're probably too expensive to get all of them. And you have a crisis at our southern border and a supply chain crisis to top it off. Meanwhile, who do they look to? They look to the person that Biden put in charge of the border, Kamala Harris, and who he put in charge of the supply chain, Pete Buttigieg. If that's the best the Democrats can do, then it is going to be a very, very bad election for them next year.
Now, the Democrats are also kind of making up for these lackluster solutions by now urging Biden, Senator Cotton, I guess, to lash out more at Republicans. Politico is saying that a number of senior advisors in the West Wing, including Chief of Staff Ron Klain, have urged Biden to embrace more partisan political combat and call out Republicans when needed. Senator, how's that going to work out?
Yeah. Well, if Joe Biden wants to lay blame for America's problems, all he has to do is look in the mirror in the morning. You know, we've had this pandemic for 2 years, Laura. I don't remember inflation or supply chain shortages or labor shortages that we've seen this year in the first year of the pandemic. What changed? Joe Biden and the Democrats took power in January. It's the direct result of their reckless spending, higher taxes, more regulations, and their war on things like fossil fuels that the American people are facing all these challenges right now. It's not to blame on OPEC or big business or anyone else. It's the result of Joe Biden's policies.
I have to get your reaction to something we mentioned a little earlier, Senator Cotton. And this was this bizarre interview that Anthony Fauci gave in which he, as a public health official who's been telling us he's not political the entire pandemic, attacks Ted Cruz and also kind of invokes January 6th, like he should be prosecuted. People, I don't know who he's talking about, whether Senator Cruz should be prosecuted. But what do you think that will do to the trust level of public health officials in the United States? They're just political hacks or what?
Well, it's just another example of the incompetence of the Biden administration. They think Tony Fauci remains a credible and impartial messenger about the Wuhan coronavirus. I mean, you saw this weekend he went out and became an open partisan, attacking a sitting United States senator who is democratically elected by the people, as are the other 99 senators, as a nothing but a bureaucrat who works for those people who democratically elected all 100 senators, attacking him in a partisan way. This is not Tony Fauci changing or turning over a new leaf. This is who he's been from the very beginning. And it is a simple fact that he testified to Congress, by the way, that he did not fund through his agency gain-of-function research in the Wuhan labs, making the coronaviruses there more dangerous and more transmissible. Yet his agency has since acknowledged that they, in fact, did fund that kind of gain-of-function research.
Yeah,
both of those things can't be true.
No.
Tony Fauci should be investigated for lying to Congress.
Well, and doesn't he seem more angry at people like you and Senator Cruz than he is at China? He's far angrier at Republicans. I mean, I think he thinks you guys are a far bigger threat to world health than President Xi and the scientists at the Wuhan lab. Do you agree?
Well, from the beginning, Tony Fauci and all of these know-it-all public health bureaucrats have been more worried about hurting the feelings of their friends in other countries than they have been protecting the American people from the Chinese Communist Party and what it did to unleash this plague on the world. Just look what happened over the weekend. The World Health Organization named a new variant the Omicron variant because the previous letter in the Greek alphabet, Chi, is spelled like Xi Jinping's last name. What pathetic communist bootlicking.
No, that's just the beginning of the bootlicking. I mean, imagine when it really gets going. Senator Cotton, wonderful to see you as always.